In 1989, the face of hip-hop was changed forever. With the arrival of a large plastic nose and one of this generation's most unique and monumental groups, Digital Underground emerged out of Oakland, California with a lighter, fresh approach to hip-hop. In a time where hardcore lyrics seemed to dominate, DU used comedy as a way to reach listeners. With songs like Doowutchyalike, Freaks of the Industry, and Kiss You Back, DU made strong points without lecturing their audience. Led by frontmen Shock G and Money B, their massive P-Funk bass lines and thick drums proved to be cutting edge in the ever-changing and highly competitive production world. Fans around the world quickly fell in love with the new blend of P-Funk and hip-hop, influenced by and following in the footsteps of their idols, George Clinton and Parliament.
Yo, you know what's up? Turn this up right now. Ha ha ha, like that, y'all. You don't stop. It's the digital. It's the KRS-One with the digital. Follow me the crew, follow me crew. KRS-One, BDP coming through. Money B, Shock G, Humpty, Truck Turner. KRS-One, the teacher, you the learner. Big pun, having fun with Biz Marquee. Down with DJ, JC, you see. In New York City all the way to Compton. We rockin' like this cause you know we stompin'. Miss Nick, you know you got the lyrics. When everybody come out, you got to hear it. Digital Underground with the metaphysical thunder sound. KRS from the boogie down like that, y'all. You don't quit, keep on.
I'm the original Big Nose rapper. Edward Ellington, Humphrey Humphreys III. The cool grabber of the biscuits, the original Burger King bathroom master. Wasn't a Burger King, it was a bar station. They don't know.
My name is Money B, you know. You can call me Mud.
They call me Shock. That's about it. They used to call me Davey D. I had to give that one up because there was another Davey D in New York, and there was another Davey D in the Bay. So then I changed from Davey D to DJ Goldfingers. From DJ Goldfingers, I went to DJ Fuse.
I met Shock first and Chopmaster J. My ex-roommate and good friend, Rodney Franklin, was a friend of Chopmaster J. And Chopmaster J and Shock G were originally partners in Digital Underground. Rodney knew that I had worked for NWA and was working with Ruthless Records, Eazy-E, Dr. Dre, DOC Michelle, and called me and asked me if I was interested in another group.
When I met Shock, when I met Pac, they felt that this was the basically like the headquarters, the spot to go. Like, you know, we talked about what beats we was gonna make and what songs we liked. Or just when we was kicking it, drinking 40s and just getting high and talking about what we wanted to do, we always met right here in the back room. After we clicked up, me and Fuse were officially part of Digital. Our manager, Sloop, had a house in the back of this house right here. This is 39th and Market. We actually had our first Digital Underground meeting in this crib. That's when Shock was like, yo, you gotta wear black all the time. He had the digital handbook. This roof right here, we used to climb up on this roof. I don't know how we used to get up there. We used to sit on top of this roof right here, you know, on a sunny day, and we just be writing rhymes and coming up with concepts.
Last night underwater, I saw a French mermaid, treated her to caviar, wine over shrimp brain, in the raw, on the ocean floor. Need I say what? Never heard nobody kick it like this before.
The first single, Underwater Rhymes and Your Life's a Cartoon, was released independently through TNT Records, selling around 30,000 copies, mostly in California. In their development, I signed Digital Underground to a recording contract, put out their first record, Underwater Rhymes and Life's a Cartoon. Then after that, we got a little buzz going up here in the Bay Area. And one of the buyers at Leopold's Records called Tommy Boy Music and told them how well the record was doing. And after that, Tommy Boy called us and they were interested in signing Digital Underground to a record deal. The single Underwater Rhymes caught on quickly in Europe, soaring to the top of the charts and going #1 in Amsterdam.
I guess it was just God, you know, led me into the path to the true funk through Blowfish.
1 2 1 2, train. 1 2 1 2. They call me MC Blowfish. We gonna do a little something like this. Well, I'm a deep sea gangster, underwater prankster, kissing all the girlfish, dissing all the sanksters. Because I blew your mind and started to rhyme, doesn't mean that we're cool, cause you'll be back next time with a hook and a line, so you can hear that frying sound. I'm telling you I'm down, I'll spin your boat around, leave suckers lost in the bay. You wanna play? I'll hook your line to a stingray. Get out of here, I'll hit your boat with a stick, get out of line. I call my homie Moby Dick, I'm not thinking about dying. Fool, stop trying to test me. People fishing don't catch me. And when you get home, sad cause you miss, just remember MC Blowfish. Ha, and you don't stop, oh yeah. Uh-oh, here comes that stupid shark again. I guess I better blow up. Oh.
Humpty Dance wasn't even out yet. Do What You Like was out and really got a good response in Europe.
So when we got to Europe, we had a different promoter in every country, and we had a different show in a different country every night.
Everywhere from England to Germany, Scotland, Sweden,
And all through Great Britain, France,
Finland,
Denmark, Holland,
I think Austria.
Everywhere we went, the dressing rooms was tagged up with BDP and EPMD and Chuck D and cats we had met, Guru, and we were proud to be running that same circuit behind them.
Oh, I had fun in Amsterdam. Woo! Red light district. Shocking them was being all polite and conservative. But me and Atron, we was getting our tourism on.
Then we went to Stonehenge, they were hella clowning. They're like, this is your people shit, man, see? We got pyramids. You got motherfucking 3 rocks.
The free-flowing spirit of the European people. You know, do what you like, eat what you like, do anything you want or like.
Eat who you like, fuck where you like, suck if you like.
Spreading the message to everybody needs to loosen up and have some fun and get together.
Huh? I said, are y'all ready to do what you like? Yo, everybody pump your fists in the air. Pump the fist. Come on.
After signing with Tommy Boy Music, the second single, Do What You Like, is released with a groundbreaking and highly acclaimed video. The single sells 80,000 copies and is an MTV Video Award nominee. The underground is on the verge of surfacing on a global scale.
At the time they asked Digital Underground to go on tour, Public Enemy was the hottest group in the country, hottest hip-hop group in the country. They were on their second album. It takes a nation of millions to hold us back.
I consider being on tour with Public Enemy was the highest point in my life in terms of that I was proud to be a part of something.
Yo Bum Rush the Show had already bubbled. We all wanted to be on Chuck's tour. We turned down $250,000 to go out with Hammer, to go out with Public Enemy for $150,000. We took almost a double pay cut.
Along with the new genre of rap music came a new breed of rap artists. Humpty Hump jumped on the scene with a refreshing perspective on what it meant to do what you like.
What you like, there is some anarchy involved. For those who don't know what the word anarchy means, it just means not martial law, but a society in which anything goes, you know. Martial law is when it's out of control and controlled by the military. Anarchy is when the government has breaking down, but there's no need for government because everybody is living and letting live. Everybody's doing on to others as they'd like to be done. Everybody's taking their share and not being greedy.
Humpty's large nose and funny attire let the world know that it wasn't so much what you looked like, but what you did in life that mattered.
When I first started working with the group, I had no idea that business could function under those conditions. You had a group of kids, basically, who went from living in 8 to a studio apartment to being pretty world famous, pretty world renowned in a very short period of time. And they were open and they were very free-hearted and optimistic. They didn't have that thing, that celebrity intoxication that people get, where they were so caught up in themselves they couldn't function.
Back then, everyone was so serious about hip-hop. They still are. It's like so many rules. But with us, we just didn't give a fuck about all those rules. And that's why everyone liked us. Because they didn't take it seriously. We didn't take ourselves seriously. George Clinton said, the second you start taking yourself seriously as an artist, the second you're going to fall the fuck off. And no one's going to take you seriously.
Yo, I like to bite. Just have fun, y'all. And if you think that it's wrong, you got to admit it's a new type of song. Do what you like. Everybody do what you like.
As you see, oftentimes artists seem to see themselves as being more artistic or filled with fame that they don't have. They didn't seem to realize that, so it was very playful, theatrical. At oftentimes it was slapstick.
Go Humpty, go.
Last song we cut before we left the States was the Humpty Dance. But yeah, we was doing that over there too, over in Europe that fall before it bubbled over here, before it even came out here. We just did it on tour because that was our next single and we knew it, you know. But when we got back to the States, it came out.
I remember hearing Humpty Dance in a club on some just big bass speakers. I'm like, man, this is gonna be huge. And that's even before the record was even out.
But the album and the single, the second single came out together, Sex Packets and the Humpty Dance. Boom.
And this is just gonna be huge. It's gonna be a big record. It's the greatest record I've ever heard. I mean, that's what I thought to myself when I heard that record. And on top of it, I'm a part of it. I just, it's like, I can't wait.
That's why I said, allow me to bump thee. George Clinton knew it. Called us from Tommy Boy Records one time, just to tell us we got one.
Say fuck it up, dialect, fuck shit up. Say fuck it up, dialect, fuck shit up. Fuck it up, then.
The single Humpty Dance and album Sex Packets individually go platinum, becoming instant classics and party favorites across the United States. Digital Underground's fan base began to broaden as people of all ethnicities, religious preferences, and economic backgrounds forgot about the world, and for a moment shared in what became the melting pot of hip-hop and pop culture.
You got it, Michelle. So just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty. And I'm from the Humpty. All over like to Humpty. And all the rappers in the top 10. Remember back in the day with the Humpty?
They are known for their excellent performances in their shows, and they get the crowd hyped, and they're like one of the last or one of the few groups that really focus on shows.
The Humpty Dance was a social backlash on society. The lyrics opened up the mind about self-acceptance and taught the world to make the best of your situation.
I'm coming home with my fiance. We was on BART. We ran off into the bathroom there. There wasn't nowhere else to go, you know? But it was just the only place we had to get it done.
The sudden rise to the top landed DU on several major tours through Europe, Japan, and the US, performing with major artists like Public Enemy, Heavy D, Big Daddy Kane, Queen Latifah, LL Cool J, and Run DMC.
People say you're Humpty. What? You fucking funny looking. That's alright, cause I keep shit cooking. You're staying, you're clear. Constantly trying to compare me, but you can't get near me. I'll give it to a C. On the floor of B, all the girls is. Let me show you how it looks. Ladies.
We went on tour with Heavy D. He just got back from Jamaica. He was like, yo, Humpty Dance is all over the place in Jamaica. He was like,
was blowing the spot down there. Like, yeah, we're moving y'all up to third now. You got Public Enemy, you got Heavy D, you got MC Light, you got Queen Latifah, you got third base. Occasionally on the West Coast, they'd want us to go damn near last. On the Budweiser Superfest, LL and them was like, nah, we ain't going last after digital. Woo, respect, respect.
Everybody, sing. I'm doing the Humpty Hump, y'all. Come on, do the Humpty Hump. Break it down, dude.
Always liked Humpty Dance. That was a good tune. That was like a last minute deal too. It was last song on the album because something else had been removed. And I don't remember the tune, except that I remember we had already mixed it, and I did like the tune, and I was sorry to see it go. And then it was like everybody blew into the studio late one night, got to get this tune done, and it was Humpty Dance.
This bass line, it's real easy to do. We want everybody in the house to do it with us, all right? Everybody do the bass line.
The Humpty Dance music and drum arrangement was sampled in over 30 charting singles by other artists and groups. Many have also spoken publicly of DU as inspirational in their careers and lives.
Well, y'all keep that going. And I want my dogs, put some bass in that shit. Where my dogs at?
Sex Packet sells over 1 million copies worldwide and is the group's largest selling album. The single Humpty Dance sells over 1 million copies as well, and is the song the group is best known for. After 14 years, the Humpty Dance still manages to bring crowds to a frenzy, causing them to wave their arms and sing every word.
First I went
The concept of sex packets was created by Dr. Earl Cook, also known as Schmoozy Schmoo, where a self-ingested packet would lead to the users passing out and having hallucinogenic sexual wet dream experiences.
Smooth was trying to really make sex packets. When I met him, I was trying to get a grant from the government to produce them. And I said, I don't know if we can mass produce them, but it sure make a cold idea for a song, Let me flip it. And he was like, all right, let me sing on it. I was like, for sure. And the rest, you see how it went.
Packets came in a variety of ethnicities and hair colors. There were even reports of orgy packets and packets for girls.
Why are you out in public taking a sex packet? You know what it's going to do to you. They're right there in Denny's in the restaurant, right in front of everybody. Just gone on one, We finally performed sex packets in a way that represents how we did it in the studio.
We took the drum track and looped that up.
The piano that you heard played in the studio is played live on stage. The parts that were sung are sung.
A beat playing on the motherfucking mini disc, just the continuous loop. You got me working the samples, and you got Shock working the keys, and Sex Packets out the wall now.
For those people that feel that song, it's like a ritual when we play Sex Packets. It's a rare time in a otherwise hip-hop show where it turns into even more than an R&B moment. It turns into almost like an orchestra, a modern digital jazz ensemble with all the samples and the psychedelicness of the whole song with the P-Funk back influence in it. It just, we go off into a virtual experience with that one and go on and drop that packet and bust that nut and have that orgasm.
I want y'all to check out my man on the drum machine. It gives me such a thrill. It's nice. It did to God for the good.
Although no actual proof of their existence has ever turned up, sex packets prove to exist in the hearts and the imaginations of many to this day.
I'm Shot G on the keys, y'all. Make some noise. Yo, we need some sexy ladies on stage.
Packet transactions would not be possible without the aid of the packet man.
Came on. Yeah, he's the packet man. Yeah, he's the packet man. So like Cotton Club in Harlem in that motherfucker to me, yo.
I think Shock created Packet Man based on the dude who sold him his first sex packet.
Does anybody want a sex packet? You do? Well, let's call a Packet Man in, y'all. Yeah. Yeah.
The Packet Man was one of DU's many characters and was performed in a theatric fashion. Oftentimes there wasn't the budget available, so they often created their own stage props and visual effects.
Will you be needing any packets today?
Yo, Bree, don't be pulling on my jacket, okay?
Cool.
So it would be Tupac and Humpty doing Packet Man with all the props of the sex packets and the giant money on stage. There was a lot of theatrics in the Digital Underground show. We didn't have the budget that PE had. So PE had the giant DJ thrones and the S1s with the Uzis and the crazy light show. And you know, sometimes the increased sound. We had our records and our creativity. So we do a lot of our own props ourselves. The Who's That Rapper masks, the giant kiss you backhands, the giant fake money, and the giant prop sex packets to show the deal going down on stage.
Got them packets.
Thank you. Oh. Hey, let's do it again. Yo, say okay. Say alright. Say that's it. Say that's it. Excuse me, trooper. What you be needing? Snappings today. Yo, don't be going on my pocket, okay? Cool. Just trying to get your attention. We can take a look at this invention. Now, PDs, I got some more like jacket. Yo, what are these? Nah, sex package. It's like a pill you can even chew. Like an out yourself. It's over in the drop, yo. And get this, see the girl on the drop, yo. You black out, and she becomes a lover. No, I'm serious. Niggas who are dancing. Yeah, well, I always get hallucinogenics. Going again, my man. Well, he just played more real. Since you know everything, I'm excited to back it, man. Go, 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 go. Yeah, he's a packet man. Go, 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 go. Yeah, he's a packet man. Go, 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 go.
Same song was a song that was done in the movie Nothing But Trouble.
Dan Aykroyd, you ain't see the movie?
Dan Aykroyd and Chevy Chase film.
Dan Aykroyd was having his directing debut. He was finally directing and writing his own movie.
We had an opportunity to do a song for the soundtrack and also to have that song on our album.
Monica Lynch, Townyway, says, you interested in Digital Underground? You can go check them out yourself. They'll be at the Palace tonight in Hollywood.
Like you said, it was Hollywood, and we were like one of the premier groups at the time. So, you know, everybody who was somebody, you know, in hip-hop was there.
In late 1990, D.U. released his same song, Untie the Knot, featured and performed in a cameo appearance in the Dan Aykroyd-directed film Nothing But Trouble, with Demi Moore, Chevy Chase, and John Candy. The single was released only in radio. However, the EP went gold in 6 weeks.
Dan Aykroyd loved the show. He came backstage with a little blunt. He called it a doobie. Pulled it out, sparked it with us. He was like, we're doing this movie and we want you guys to be in it, you know? And I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, that's Dan Aykroyd. Of course I said, yeah.
And we had hella fun, you know, doing it. Getting up to crack of dawn after being drunk all night, Earling and shit, 2 weeks straight.
In 1990, Shock G and Humpty appear on the West Coast Anti-Gang Project. We're all in the same gang. D.U. had their eyes on more than just the silver screen. A young, aspiring rapper by the name of Tupac Shakur had caught their attention and began touring with the group as a backup dancer, hype man, and MC. Tupac, who was traveling with the group at the time but wasn't on the first record, came to the group in between the first record and the second record, which is an EP release.
Atron, owner of TNT Records at the time, who had Pac, gave me the call that, can you do something with this kid on tour? If not, we're gonna lose him.
You know, we just had to put him on the song. If we didn't put him on the song, he would have left the group.
Everything was extremely strict, and we were the only West Coast group on the tour. The tour was only insured for 8 people for Digital Underground. So for Pac to come, we had to sacrifice someone else. Cullen got left behind, and that's how Pac wound up having to do the Humpty dance and having the roadie and all that.
I feel like in the stories of Tupac, they really can't be told unless you tell the story of Shock G. And it's sad that that's not the case, but there would be no Tupac if it wasn't for Shock G. Shock G saw it before anybody else. The first night Tupac ever got on stage with the mic, how nervous he was, how he had to run back and forth to that. I think it was Detroit or somewhere. He had to run back and forth to the bathroom, back and forth to the bathroom. And Greg was pumping him up. He said, no. He said, oh man, they rehearsed in the room. He used to carry the little heads and the hands across stage. And Greg said, that's over for you, man. That's over. We're moving. And he was like, ah. He was panicking. And he pushed him out there. And that's it. That's the story. That's how it started. And you can't tell that story. Like certain stories can't be told without the foundation.
On tour, we were the main people that people laughed at. Like, we were the fools who would cap all night long on each other. It was me, Pac, and Zazie. And Zazie would just play off me and Pac's different roles as the white boy and the main black dude on tour. But we used to have fun just capping. Aside from that, we were just homies, but we were like real close. You know, he was a little too wild for me back then.
Shut his glasses off. Watch this, bud. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm gonna fuck you up.
It was that summer they were doing the Super Soaker thing. I was sitting on the bus talking to Tupac, and I said, why do you find yourself in the middle, in the fringe of every negative thing going on? And Tupac said something that stuck with me to this day. He said, you know, this is all I ever wanted to do, was be known, to be famous, for people to know who I was. And he said, if I sell records and die by the time I'm 25, my life was okay. And that's what he told me when he was 18 years old, in the middle of nowhere at 4 in the morning.
As the D-Flow production squad, Shock produces 3 songs on Tupac's 1991 debut release, Tupacalypse Now. The album sells over 300,000 copies.
You're in the danger zone.
Tupac was signed to TNT Records and management at the time. We were involved in doing the whole record. I Get Around, produced by Shock. So Many Tears, produced by Shock.
Tupac's album was like the next album to come out, and Shock just shot on the track. A little while after that, you know, I get a call back from somebody, and it was like, you know, Pac wants y'all to be on the song with him. He recorded his vocal. He actually recorded our vocals. He wrote a verse for me and a verse for Shock, just in case we didn't have time to write our verse. Pac's verse for me was like, yeah, I'm from Oakland and I'll shoot you with my fofo, and I was like, nigga, please. I'm not saying that shit, even if I hadn't wrote my rhyme.
Drop the ball, dude.
In 1993, Tupac releases his second album, Strictly for My Niggas, which goes platinum. This time, D-Flow produces Pac's breakthrough single, I Get Around. That single also goes platinum.
I actually met Pac when he did his first video. My brothers and I came on the set. We were invited by Mine and Digital, and Pac was shooting, I believe, in LA.
But the video was off the chain. I had so much fun that day. Everybody know Pac is like, you know, in the studio. He spit the rap, he ready to move on. He never was one to be into like mixing and going to edit the video and whatnot. And we knew that Pac wasn't going to go to be at the edit for the video. But I always knew that if the video showed half as much fun as we had that day, it would be a hot video. You know, and the song was already hot, so it worked out.
I pay tribute to Pac. It just shows the more effort you put in, the more you get out of it.
In 1995, as a Piano Man and D-Flow, Shock produces So Many Tears and Fuck the World on Pac's third album, Me Against the World. The album goes double platinum and is still growing. Me Against the World is the last album Tupac records under TNT Records and management. 6 months after signing with Death Row, Tupac is brutally gunned down in Las Vegas, Nevada. His murder remains unsolved.
There's no way that I could perform in this music business that I was entangled with him in and not take a time out to pour out a little liquor. And the way you pour out a little liquor on stage is you play that person's music and just don't do nothing.
Tupac, thanks you. We know what that man meant to y'all. He meant the same thing to us.
He inspired them so greatly at one point, you know, so they wild out just the same everywhere, and it's crazy. It's crazy.
In 1992, DU releases their second album, Sons of the P, and the single Kiss You Back. Both the album and the single go gold.
One thing about Kiss You Back, that was the first time I started getting love in New York, like getting ass in New York. I couldn't get no chicks in New York for Kiss You Back.
Sons of the P were the third record that Digital Underground did with us. And I think in that record, Shock was starting to try to get back to Life's a Cartoon type of way of writing.
And one thing that was crazy, that video, when we shot the video, I had the flu that day. It was a 2-day shoot, but that day, you know, all the footage that you see of me in that video, I was sick as a dog. You know, I could barely stand. Like even when I was dancing and doing that, it was a wonder that I was able to get it up.
Loosen up out there. Everybody on the floor. Jump, jump, jump. We don't want you go. Sometimes we put you down. People treat you cold, and they know you sleep around. We don't want to disrespect.
In 1991, Shock produced the single Rockin' to the PM for DU's spin-off group Raw Fusion, led by Money B, 60,000 copies sold. In 1992, DU released the single No Nose Job from the album Sons of the P, 80,000 copies sold.
Return to Crazy One was the first solo record from Humpty since a Humpty Dance. And because Humpty Dance was so big and because we were doing so well, we wanted to have just a big party for all our close friends, all 500 of them. And we had pounds and pounds of popcorn, gallons and gallons of liquor, and DJ playing throughout the video shoot, and just had fun. That's what we wanted to do, was just have as much fun as we could for that day, and show support to those who supported us.
Rhythm is both the song's manacle and its demonic charge.
Controversial video and first single, The Return of the Crazy One, is released along with DU's third album, The Body Hatch Syndrome. The single sells 110,000 copies, and the album sells a disappointing 200,000 copies.
Hey, we's in San Francisco, but we from Oakland.
Tonight I'm unstoppable. My bubble is unpoppable. I'm on one.
Well, we lounging at this here Digital Underground video suit, you know what I'm saying?
The video is banned from every major television network, even after it is cleaned up.
Yo, I'm on one.
Oh, what's going on? It's really going on. It's going mad. It's mad honeys in here, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's going, you know what I'm saying? They got drink, you know what I'm saying? Drink. I'm not drinking, but it's drink.
However, the uncut X-rated version of the video gets played in heavy rotation on the Playboy channel and becomes an underground cult classic.
What's the deal, man? I'm trying to get on up there so I can read. What's the problem?
Me from the pen to the studio speaker, do I comply with the way that the rappers are ripping to the beats and the rhymes? This is the day I display what I create, motivates, handshakes, but no thanks to the fake snakes, less than me. Greater than Captain Savers, hater vapors. They telling me these are the breaks, but my mistake for rocking this way. When it's the splendid by Christmas, a gift that's reaching the stocking, and the ladies is jocking because we popping it.
Tonight's the bar. I feel like I'm on one. Whoa, I'm humming along. I think they sent me a strong one. Hey, tonight's the bar. I feel like I'm on one. Whoa, keep it coming along. Because now you want to mess with that one. You gotta have that one. Now you can have one of these. Now you can have one of these. Or maybe a couple of these. What you want? Come see me next time at Mr. Pee Wee's Spank Board. I'm popping it.
This is in LA. We right back, damn near close to home. We only 5 hours away. But tonight, y'all gonna see some shit y'all probably ain't heard or seen from the rest of the tour. Just remember I said that, alright? Follow a nigga and you gonna have fun.
In 1995, Shock produces and guest appears on Operation Stackola, the hot debut album from Oakland group The Loonies. Shock and Humpty perform on their hit remix single, I Got 5 on It. The album and the single both go platinum.
You, baby, it's nothing, baby. Why?
The Piano Man also played keys on 5150, Broke Hoes, and 1900, Blame a Nigga.
Back. Only back for one night. Hey, after the night, y'all gonna know why none came back. Y'all gonna know how I go down right here. And this ain't my hometown, but this is my second home. La Leezy, LA, doing big things. Got my nigga Dane with me. I got all my folks. You know what I'm saying? Young Danny with me. It's all good. We're gonna do our thizzle. But look. Just watch the tape all night and just look out the corner of your eye and you're going to see Numb every fucking where. Trust me.
I guarantee you.
DJ Fuse begins to tour with the Loonies as their DJ throughout Europe and the United States.
First time I actually heard Loonies was a video. I saw the Drew Down video for Ice Cream Man. And I was like, man, these cats are from Oakland.
Shock and Humpty performed on the remix. The whole Bay Area almost performed on the remix. E40, Richie Rich, Drew Down, Spice One, Humpty, Shaw.
I knew that their manager, at the time, I guess he's their manager, DM Across. And I called him up and said, what's up, man? I want to fuck with the Loonies. I want to DJ for him, all that. At that time, I was so juiced off the Loonies. It's like, to me, that was like me DJing for Run DMC.
Before, during, or after the festival, is anybody getting a puff on out there? Special guests in the pull out the fat $5 bill on the real before this history. The movie got the vacuum, and if you let them in the free. I come to school with a throw with that shit. And boy, know the big teasers, seasons and weirdos. That be fucking up the land like whatever, man. Give me 200, take a puff. Take it, suck up the sack like a slurpee. This thing we get problems, I got niggas up the lyrics. I got more growing pains with Maggie. These niggas snag me. Sing that shit. I got whenever I get, don't need no cruise. So keep that to the joint, keep burning my head. Rolling with that hammer. To burn soap, so the ashes will be burning up my hair from. Open the Himalaya, they got it in shit. I'm on the truck, that's open in your extension. Cause I'm the there if you got high off me for free. Fuck that, you better than that old shit. So the baby sit down. town, mess around and hurry up, get on. Till it's time to be down. New styles are going down. Look around. Tools on the road, spread it around. Oh, yo, I'm about to get my own home. They let me put on that baby. Yeah, still be bringing that satin from them drawers. Velvet for the mic and I got a pound for the core. Now we don't see me, I be working straight in like crack candles. People spinning my head. I'm in the studio, get stand. In the studio in the day, in the club in the night. You can tell I'm coming right, push out for the
single goes on to become the second most requested song of all time at the Bay Area radio station KMEL, second only to Digital Underground's Freaks of the Industry. In 1996, DU signs with Critique Records and releases their fourth album, Future Rhythm, and single Oregano Flow. In 98, DU signs with Jake Records and releases their fifth album, Who's Got the Gravy. In 1999, DU releases an independent album called Lost Files, compiled of DU tracks that never made previous albums. In the year 2000, Money B releases debut solo album and single Talkin' Dirty After Dark. The song is performed with the DOT, who also previously DJ'd for Digital Underground.
I thought Talkin' Dirty After Dark was a great record.
The track is just so timeless, and the lyrics and the delivery, you know, I love my man DOT, who basically he actually came up with the title, and we came up with the concept.
In 2003, Money B, along with fellow DU member Cletus Mack, produced a hit adult video magazine, DVD, entitled Sex and the Studio. Episode 1 was hosted by Humpty Hump and featured rappers and porno stars in hot and steamy situations.
Not notice who was helping us with the background vocals on that song. That's a new female, not just hip-hop, but solo artist that came out last year, and she was nominated for a Grammy, and she hates when I say it. But Digital Underground is real proud to have Mystic on tour with us right now.
Mystic performed with Shock on April Showers on DU's 1998 album Who's Got the Gravy. Mystic also released a solo album in 2001 entitled Cuts for Luck and Scars for Freedom.
I want to share this song with y'all, but I want you to help me out. So if you've never heard it, I'm going to let you know how you can help me. On the chorus, you won't say, it's the life, the life, the life, the life, the life, it's the life, the life, the life, it's the life, the life, the life, the life, the life, it's the life. Just 2 words or 3, it's the life. We don't say it.
Tupac Shakur, Gold Money, Raw Fusion, Dungeon Squad, Loonies, Who Riders, Mystic, she's out now, Grammy nominated.
Live Squad.
Cletus Mack. Element. Loonies. Essential. Sophia the Saucy Nomad. Mr. No.
No Face.
And what are these? Digital Underground, spin-offs and family members.
we're real proud of that.
Explain Digital Underground. You kind of said it's like a school for...
It's like a college, you know.
A college.
It's a project. It's a conglomerate. It's me, Money B, and whoever wants to get down with us, you know. Whoever wants to come tour, doors always open. Everybody who's ever been through is always welcome home. We kick them out
Limo Luciano.
See, you know, sometimes the birds get too big for the nest in case they got to fly out and start their own nest. In the cases of cats like Pac, you know. How was it? Humpty took off and got on some ego shit, a little bit himself. Beep. Just retro act that beep.
If it ain't about bread, Essential don't need to be involved with it. Essential broken ears on both sides of the law with it. One being the king at this hip hop thing, and two, some light green in them Ziploc things. I move around through the town.
Essential performed with Humpty on Wind Me Up off the Who's Got the Gravy album. He also toured with DU off and on. In 2002, he released his debut album entitled Everything to Lose independently through Our Season.
Damn near lining up, these cats ain't rhyming much. I'm here to kill this song. Make sure y'all feel this song. Y'all rhyming in some timing like Shaq on the line, but I'm both show like pimping at a Vegas convention. Understood? Shit, I'm like Blair Underwood. I give it to Jada. Mark set it off for the whole hood.
Member of Digital Underground, extraordinary. I'm the main attraction.
Basically, after me. And I raised this dude. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to carry my legacy just because I don't...
I'm a walking stage dive.
I mean, stage dive so hard.
I'm liable to stage dive on 2 people.
I seen him on the news in LA stage diving.
There's a certain level of foundation because of Shock and Mun that transcend all 10, 12, 13 years of Digital Underground and touring with Digital Underground. The differences are, you know, now instead of it being Tupac, DJ Fuse, Chopmaster J, Shmoovy Shmoo, Pee Wee, Jay-Z, Big Money Otis, it's now Metaphysical, Hosties, Dialect, Nummy Num, Limo, Clee, and so it's just a whole different group of people, but we're still trying to have fun.
Element started in late 92, going on 93, in Reno, Nevada. Everybody moved to Reno from Cali, East Coast, and it consists of myself, Dialect, Metaphysical, Hosties. Our first tour was spring of 99. We roadied and got to fill parts of the people that weren't rapping that night. You know, if Numbskull wasn't there, cats could grab a piece of 5 on it, rock the stage. We got to rock the Element show ever so often, but you know, we were still paying dues on that tour, so we was roadieing, sleeping on the bus, just fucking experiencing back then.
Not just that accessible shit. How many be digging in the crates to try to find some good hip hop? Me too. This is what we came up with. They call Element.
With member Dialect as active DU DJ and Metaphysical acting as MC, webmaster, and video editor, Element toured with DU from 1999 till the present. In October of 2003, Element released their debut album, elementmusic.com, independently, and is currently still touring and doing shows.
People say I doubt the niggas blessed, they must have sold some.
So what we have here is the final day of the tour. Today is May 12th, 2002. We set off March 1st of 2002. Here's our tour bus. It's gonna be sad, but it's gonna be also the beginning of new things. We're about to do something big.
From my everyday smile, I'm still a child, mild when I'm shocked, G, wild when I'm Humpty. Still prefer the interracial orgy package for that ass. I love my life, it doesn't bother me to go last. I get to sing round and around, all around the world in no particular. I'm always hungry. So Mr. Show Promoter, thanks for all the cheap ass pop off to give me a hangover. Don't mind riding in your van and sand. Usually it's a limo in about 10 grand. It really doesn't matter. When I hit the stage, I'm ripping it. Look at all them cuties backstage down for kicking it. No, I can't hold your hand. I got a girl, baby, and I'm not in the mood to go down. Let me see. Maybe I'm not upset.
When you put a 38-year-old together with a 19-year-old, it's crazy. The type of energy that usually is conducive to one of us having a heart attack. Usually the 38-year-old.
Never mind the lap dance, I'm used to getting ass. Your Benz, your bling, your DVDs, the RVs, OGs, hoes that swing it ain't. I rhyme, I rock, I play, produce, the crews, the bands, the world.
Digital Underground on the Digital Underground tour, but hello?
Don't get it twisted by my everyday fix or today's hits. That you done called it quits or fell off in this. Actually, Jacques, Mark, or Nicholas. When metaphysical rocks, the shit's ridiculous. Digital in the spot, tracks get blown a bit. Shit, you look surprised, the underground ain't known for this. We stayed hip-hop, tip-top conditioning. When this shit drops, the people understand the vision. The craftsmanship shop, let's watch precision. Move like black ops in synchronized position.
Check it out, this world famous. You log back on, you got Shock G, you got Bobby Beats, Money Beats Daddy right here, okay? You got world famous DJ Mayfield, and you got Pasta. And you're looking at the Mad Idiot. Check out the website, madidiot.com. World famous mix CDs.
Around the world, same song, same bomb. I load it up and blow it up. Game on. Wayne, D-Flow, Fang, riding the gang. Bombing element name, side of the train. Out west now we're only smoking tape. What other people think, what you think, what you think. Know that you wanna come with us, Russ. Cannabis sessions in the back of the bus. It's
the last day. We had a long tour. I'm tired of doing shows. I'm ready to get back home. I forgot what it's like to be back at home, be a normal person.
Your Benz, your bling, your DVDs, the RVs, OGs, hoes that swing it ain't new to me. We rhyme, we rock, we play, produce, the crews, the bands, the worlds, the fans stay true to me.
Damn, they got you there. It's all good. Mix my leg. It's underground,
She wasn't nasty.
She looked cool as hell.
It wasn't freaks of the industry.
The DJ solo of No Nose Job live on Sunset Strip at the Key Club, formerly Billboard Live. DJ solo was savage. DJ Jay-Z from Richmond, California. DJ Doowutchyalike from Oakland, cutting it up. Doing what's called the malaria scratch, which was taught to them by DJ Fuse. And right now, this is No Nose Job, animated, but the audio is live on Sunset Strip, Hollywood 99. Peep it. Yeah.
We gon' get busy. Say oh. Yo, look at these DJs. Look at these niggas. Say drop the bomb. Come on, drop the bomb. Say drop the bomb. Come on, drop the bomb. Say drop that shit, nigga, drop that shit. Say drop that shit, nigga, drop that shit.
Freaks of the Industry just, was another one of those records. It was never a single, but we did put it out to DJs. We put vinyl out to DJs and just shipped it around. It was, at that time, it was a marketing strategy to sell more albums, because if you sell singles, you don't sell albums. So you put the vinyl out, you give the audience or the people a chance to hear it in the clubs, and hopefully they go to the store and buy more albums. Well, what it turned into was just a huge underground club hit.
Freaks of the Industry is the #1 requested song in the history of Cameo, which is, for those who don't live in the Bay Area, the biggest urban radio station out here. And guess what's #2? I got 5 on it.
I don't like to talk about Freaks of the Industry because that record arouses me. And if I think about the things that influenced that song for me, this interview will have to be over.
That thing is about taking from the chick, but we was like, well, let's make one about actually pleasing the woman and just really being taken from that side of it.
Yo, Freaks of the Industry, these niggas, Digital Underground, that's a beautiful thing to see live. That's an event.
We ain't gotta say nothing but round with the freaks of the industry.
Just relax, and I won't front like every time I bring you the best that I got, and I'll take it slow. Never missing the spot. Yeah, girls in the back with chest to chest, you're kissing on my back. I live in my head before I start to react. All money, I'm like to this bit. Not nasty, getting back, getting nasty. But I'm bringing it up, back to the teeth, taking it all, and putting it to the with the freaks of the industry. The freaks of the industry. I wanna see us backstage, but we can't touch you. Say your G, nobody else is seeing. And the freak that you're with is in front of you. Bending over naked and she's bringing up the dresser. Oh yeah, looking at her from the rear. She was just like Vanessa. Not Vanessa with the city career, but the X-rated video. Don't know what I mean? Alright, here's the stop. You're lying on your back with your head on the edge of the bed. The bed is too deep on your head. Should your head? See? So you're freaking, but you're speaking. She's tweaking, saying that she's speaking the needs. Cheek to cheek, and pound for pound. We taxing it and laxing it and working it around. Till the booty starts making that clapping sound. Which is cool, but you guys are chilling in the underground. If I could hear loud, you know what to crown you in this situation. What do you do? Come on, hey! See? Here's what I do sometimes. So listen up, I put a timer on the floor about the 2 gap under the door. Now they can't see me anymore. Check the lock so they can't clock it, they can't miss it. There'll be no watching and there'll be no dancing. Get back to my mission. Bring out the whipped cream and the cherries. Then I go through all the fly positions. My head under her leg, under my arm, under her toe. She says I like it when you scream, baby, let yourself go. I hear them split it, licking and quitting. After the ride, put my clothes on, walk outside. And before anybody gets a chance to speak, I say what? Don't say nothing. Cause we're the freaks of the industry. The
the tweets over the street. And when you see us backstage, we can get too cute. I seen you can play like so long. We don't want it, we run from it. And if there's a remedy, we don't need it, we just eat it.
In 2004, Digital Underground announced they were disbanding. However, there have been several appearances, including an incredible reunion show in Daytona Beach, Florida, where DJ Fuse joined Shock and Mun in concert for the first time in almost 10 years. Shock joined with Def Jux artist Murs in March of 2004 for a United States tour featuring Shock on keyboards. Shock also is set to release his debut solo album in 2004, entitled Hallucinations. Since 1989, DU has produced 6 albums, 2 greatest hits albums, and has production credits on artists ranging from Tupac to Prince. Thanks to Digital Underground, the Do-What-You-Like philosophy is spread across hundreds of countries and millions of fans worldwide for over 14 years and continues to grow each and every day.
We know not how we sin. Most of us are savages in gentleman's skin. Heard you living lavish up in Paris with him. I'm sending you good energy, I always knew you could win. Hope you're still winning, over here it's the same. After all that's happened, still nothing significant's changed. Harder to catch a plane, maybe, but that's about it. They still dividing people into colors and shit. Our little friend Chrissy, I don't see her no more. Still doing tours, but I don't do E anymore. Got a few new tats, outside of that you ain't missed nothing. Keep watching your back, most of these cats they be bluffing. Hope you're still writing and following that light inside your heart. I'm still partying, it's tearing me apart. But I'm just like you, I can't grow up, can't behave, cause we're strong and we keep on riding.